Everybody, actually wait a sec, no, it's 12:01. Good morning everybody. Excuse the piss poor lighting in here. I've just been to Manchester and back to drop off a car for a customer, and then now we're going to go and buy another car. Sick JZX100 Chaser, hopefully it's sick, we'll check it out once we get there. It's not actually for me, it's for a good friend of mine in Germany. Once we get there I'll kind of show you guys around the car a little bit, we'll take it for a little drive. I'm going to ring my mate as well, just go through it with him on the old video phone. Tomorrow's really sick as well. I'm going to Thermo Met, who are in Cambridge. They do like this mad sort of like exhaust and manifold, all sorts of different insulation. And they're going to be doing my full system for me. So tomorrow we're going to kind of show you around, show you a little bit of the procedure of what they do. Anyhow, we should be there in about an hour's time. Hopefully you can just about see me. So yeah, I'll see you guys down there in a bit. Danny, fist bump for the channel.
That's Riley.
Riley, that's shit, that's the wrong way around.
No, yeah.
And we've got Charlie, main man that owns the car. Pretty sick, we've had a good look around it. I've been speaking to my man. Everything checks out. In a minute Charlie's going to take us for a little spin. No duggets Charlie. He's going to be watching this video, and if he sees us doing, maybe we could do a cheeky little donut in a car park or something.
I've not even never done one, so.
Alright, okay. Well, I can help you on that front. Now, we've got to be good because I'm buying it for my mate. But yeah, car's lovely. Quickly show you guys, SSR Professors. Do you want to start her up again?
Yeah.
Super clean. And quite a mad story as well. Charlie actually got it off a guy who bought it off DSI, Drift Street Imports, Mr. Sean. Couple of little blips. Warmed it up as well, don't moan in the audience. I'll show you guys around the interior while he's opening up the bonnet. Check this out, lovely and clean. Got a little Sparko deep dish wheel. The swinging vents even work. We've got the carbon fibres. Velour interior looking mint. Little TRD gear knob. This is a tidy car. All the original paperwork and handbooks. Done loads of bits to it, and you've got all the bits from Garage D.
Yes, I had all the bits from Garage D.
And you've done timing belt.
Timing belt, water pump, crank seals, pulleys, alternator, auxiliary belt.
Spent a small
water pump.
Does your missus know you spent all this money on this car?
Yeah.
She's doing watching this. Well, that's where all our money. That's why we didn't go on holiday last week.
Yeah.
Little JZX experience for you lovelies. Thought it'd be nice to bring you guys along. Sounds good, man. And what was the exhaust? It's Apex here, isn't it?
Yeah, Apex exhaust. Just to cap to the cab.
It's still got a catalytic converter.
Yeah, and it's still got a resonator on the Apex exhaust as well.
You can tell Charlie hasn't been ragging it. I said to him, has it still got the speed limiter on there? And he says he doesn't know, he hasn't tried it, so he definitely hasn't been ragging it. Sounds good, man. Apart from our chocolate rolls. How you doing in the back, boys?
Fucking can't.
Woo-woo! We've got a family night out, man. Best car sale of your life. Gearbox all feels good.
Yeah, man.
No crunchy.
No crunchy.
Good, man.
Woo! Yeah, man, she's pretty for sure. I'm in 4 up. Considering it's a heavy car, I'm in 4 up. It is pretty nippy.
Mad as well. It's got Olin's coilovers on it.
Olin's Motorsport.
Yeah, which is quite an expensive bit of kit to be fair.
And it's got a 2-way LSD as well.
It's got 2-way,
so that's decent.
Just chuck it over on the left when you get set, and I'll just drive it back carefully.
That's fucking mad, you know.
Yeah, that's sick, man.
That's literally made my own. Literally.
I got the gully man flow. Man didn't know Tomoka flow. Colder than Sub-Zero when I pepper Mando. Your chicken Nando. Rise up my arm and I'm letting it go.
Legend, Mr. Danny.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Mr. Riley.
Nice to meet
It's
you.
a bit dark, we can just about see you. Love you boys very much.
Take
boys.
Take it easy.
Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be down with Thermo Met. I'll probably be trying aim to be there sort of 10, 11 o'clock. I'm going to get a few hours kip. And yeah, happy days.
One day later.
Good morning, you lovelies. Fresh donkey for the win. We're going to head down to Thermo Met now. Really excited to show you guys the process. Like I said, it's super sick. Thermo Met. It's Trevor. He's done some work with Jamie, officially gassed, on his 700 brake. That sort of crazy DC5. And you're doing stuff with motorsport teams, Red Bull Racing.
Everything from mad engine builds, one-off guys, to production parts for supercars.
Yeah, crazy. When you're building like sort of high horsepower applications, it's very important to kind of keep the heat in the exhaust. Not only are you maximising efficiency and keeping the energy where it's meant to be, but you can get much better flow characteristics. Is that right?
Yes, obviously the exhaust gases are running hotter because we're insulating the pipework and it's keeping that heat in. So in theory the turbo can spool up a little bit quicker because hotter gases, faster airflow.
Yeah.
And then the other reason for doing it is protecting components in the engine or around, or even the drivers.
We're just going to show you guys a few components they're doing on a Subaru Rally car. This is actually a titanium exhaust. Obviously this is stainless, the material you use.
On this particular application, this is stainless, but we can do titanium foil and we can do Inconel. It all depends on the application and the person's budget.
Yeah. Subaru downpipe as well, just to give you guys a little idea. Then we've got an up pipe here with a little bit of flexi, and then you also do things like turbo exhaust housing.
So this is the turbo housing. This one is insulated and welded direct onto the housing itself. We can also do removable heat shielding.
And I can see you've got like sort of like spring clips on the side, so really the main thing is you can it's very user friendly. If they want to take it off and maybe take a manifold off, they can kind of do it easily.
Yeah, so for like inspection purposes, some people might want to inspect for cracks or holes, whatever they need to.
Yeah.
So you will see a slight improvement in surface temperature reductions as well.
And then one thing we must point out to the audience is this isn't just a case of just slapping some metal on, doing a bit of welding and off you go. It's a super time intensive
It's
process.
very time consuming.
My manifold's going to take roughly a week to do.
Yes, you're looking 30 to 35 hours perhaps just on the manifold.
Just on that, crazy man.
Yeah.
And on this, I mean this is a V8, we've got lots of runners. What's the sort of time scale on one of those?
So this one again, you'd be looking at around 5 hours each
5 hours per runner.
Yeah.
In a sec we'll actually go through to the workshop and show the audience a little bit. We've got to be a little bit top secret though, because some of it is obviously, you spend a long time kind of really manufacturing and designing this process. You do a lot of custom sort of tool making in-house?
Yeah, we try and keep most of it in-house where we can. So designing press tools for forming the actual skins to shape.
Obviously you do like off-the-shelf stuff, but if someone wants to come and do like something completely bespoke, you can actually design the tooling to suit their application.
Yeah, exactly. Normally in batch work. So for example, if someone sent us a batch of, it could be up to 50 pipes for example, and they want it a certain way, we can press the parts to shape. Speeds up production, reduces cost.
Yeah, clever man.
And batch work as well on heat shields.
And we've actually got an external wastegate here, Hypergate 45.
Yep, so the initial design was done on the 45mm gate. So we've got a 3D print there for our trial fitment and development.
Yeah.
And then, so we've got the little thing there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, lovely man. And it's kind of like insulator.
Yeah, that goes on there, and then you just wire tie it round so it secures. And that's just an off-the-shelf parts. If you did want to purchase one, we've got them on our website.
Cool. And we've got my downpipe here, which are going to be insulating as well.
That's right, yeah.
And then we've got the manifold.
So you're insulating every runner there, so it's a lot of work.
And these are some of the parts you've actually 3D printed in-house, as it were. That's actually the bigger heat shield for the turbo smart.
So that's the 60mm wastegate shield that we designed. So we designed and developed the product in-house. So we start with a 3D print once we've got the design, and then we print out the actual gate itself, or if we've actually got a gate to hand, we can use that.
And what's really cool as well, like customers can actually send you stuff like a turbo, and you can 3D scan it and then actually print it out, so you've actually got the sort of, as it were, like the physical product
Exactly.
in hand.
This particular one was the actual CAD file of the turbo that we were sent. We can print that out and use that print to fabricate the heat shield around, or another method is we just design something ourselves, some basic tooling, and then build and use that as a tool.
Super clever.
To
I
make
mean,
heat
there's a lot of our audience haven't really sort of seen stuff like this, so it's really cool to see. So this is a turbo the guys just did. It's absolutely massive exhaust housing, isn't it? Compared to a Coke can, crazy. What about my turbo? Mine's quite big, look. Kind of fit a monster in it. Shameless plug. You guys look here, Trev's just shown us what a 3D scanned part looks like. That's a exhaust or turbo exhaust housing for a Garrett turbo. And then can we actually see the sort of the 3D scanning process in hand?
Yeah, we can set something up and show you how we actually scan a part.
Yeah, let's do it. So you got your 3D scanner here, obviously exhaust housing for the turbo. Just run me through as well, because it's got like a white powder on it. You were saying because like things like exhaust, because they've got a reflective surface.
Yeah, so for the particular scanner we've got, it's a white light scanner. So reflective surfaces, it can't actually scan them. So you have to matte them. So this is a matting spray.
Okay, cool.
We spray on there so you can.
Looks like it's straight out of Colombia or something.
Drop the drugs! It's okay, nigga. I got the cocaine card. Shit!
Haley handsome, makes me hella handsome.
How does it actually work, like a 3D scanner? What's the actual sort of process?
So this is a structured light technology scanner, and it works by beaming light onto the part, and then it knows the distance. And what it does, it creates a point cloud in the CAD software. So it's millions and millions of points. And then when you come to generate the actual CAD surface, it will triangulate those points. You can see it sort of coming together here.
And then you'll keep spinning this.
So I'll keep going, turn the other side until we get.
And you were saying as well, if someone like around the world and they can't maybe send a bit in, if they've already done a CAD design on it, they can just send you the design itself?
Yeah, they can just send us the CAD model, we can design from that. Or if they've got like a one-off part, they send us that, like, if they send us the housing, we'll scan that and use our scans to design what we need to design.
Crazy, man. This is cool as well. Look at that. I've got the world's. Is it world's first?
It is custom made.
Look at that. Custom made. Look at that, man. We've got the monster can holder, officially made by Thermo Met.
Thermo Met monster can holder.
First in the world.
They are $499.99 on our website.
With a Monky London 10% discount.
Exactly.
Sick, man. Mr. Huffer, how you doing, fella? Nice to see you.
Not bad.
Huffer's just going to quickly show us sort of the welding process, how you apply the insulation to this manifold. And then effectively with this Huffer, this is kind of like fusing the two materials together, is that right?
Yeah, it's basically heating up and welding.
Fucker, that's one bit done. And then we've got Daryl, who's Trevor's business partner. You're actually doing my screamer pipe at the moment.
Yeah, we just made a little start on this.
Yeah, it looks sick. And just tell the audience, Daryl, what is this actual sort of insulation matting you use under the metal?
It's a silica fibre blanket. They come in different thicknesses and different densities. We try and use the thicker one as we could get on the market.
Yeah.
And that's just put on with a PFT nylon. That will burn off the nylon. It's only an aid to manufacture. It's only to help us hold it in place before we put the outer skin on, where you can see I've started to lobster back it there.
Yeah, it looks lovely. This does have a thermal protective barrier, as it were, but it's really just to kind of hold the matting in place.
That's literally just hold it in position, yeah. Obviously makes the customer requirements for different things, makes it look better. The insulation's doing all the work. This is just sort of stopping the vibration. If this is held nice and tight around the component, it's not going to start breaking up, falling off. This also stops all fluid ingress coming in because we fully weld on that.
We've got a team here, and you guys have actually got quite a big sort of background in like aerospace technology, is that right?
Yeah, so we used to work for an aerospace company that done all this work basically, so that's how we learned it.
Yeah, you got
And also met each other, you know.
Yeah, so we met each other through the company, and then myself and Daryl, we decided to set up on our own a good few years after we started working there.
And Huffer likes RC cars, and you might try and do some sort of insulation stuff for the RC boys, which is really cool because we've got a lot of RC viewers in there.
Well, yeah, all the RC boys and that, playing with nitros, you have an exhaust, you go and tap the old screw for the old thingy, you burn yourself.
Yeah.
So we could
technically do some
Another
stuff.
avenue,
It's the same sort of thing, but like micro miniature versions. Now we're just going to quickly show you guys the sort of material process. So really cool, like we said, you kind of make it all, you do make it all in-house. So this is like a stainless steel foil.
So this is the foil we buy, which we buy the raw material, and then we put the pattern in ourselves.
Yeah, show us a piece.
So here's what the material looks like.
Yeah, it's all like sort of corrugated, isn't it? It feels really nice. And then this is kind of like the sort of finished article, as it were, once you kind of pressed it all into shape. And it's cool because you can do like all sorts of intricate bends. And this is a little idea on the insulation as well. So there's lots of like variables, different thicknesses, different density and stuff. That gives you guys a little idea on what's going underneath the metal. Hopefully that gives you guys a nice sort of preliminary look. Really, I mean, the main aim today was just to bring the parts down. Once we come back, we can actually see when you've fully done all my stuff. And we might actually do a little bit of testing, like sort of before and after.
Yeah, we can do that. We've got thermal imaging camera.
Maybe I can come down, we can kind of measure the temperature beforehand, go for a bit of a send, and come back and then measure it with like with a heat gun and just see what the difference really is.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. We wouldn't actually recommend touching stuff, but I mean, you have seen people doing videos where obviously if you didn't have the manifold covered in this, and you touched it, it's going to literally burn your hand off. But you have seen people kind of sending it, touching it. You can't kind of put your hand around it, but there's a massive difference even just from physical touch.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't recommend that.
No.
You can still burn yourself.
Yeah, don't burn your hands off.
It just kind of shows you can touch it, you know, after.
It's much more user friendly because I'll be honest, a lot of times, Trev, you know, I go around and I come back into the pits, and you know, you've got to work on the car, and you physically can't touch it for like 2 hours because it's so goddamn hot. So at least with this, it reduces that time you're in the pits like massively. It's another kind of benefit.
You could say after 10-15 minutes that cool down, and then you can be
manageable.
You know, if you put a glove on, you can probably be holding that in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Another thing we're going to do, Trev, we're going to do a 10% sort of Monkey London discount code. So all they've got to do, if anyone's watching the videos, phone you up, mention Monkey London, you're doing 10%.
That's right, yeah, you can contact us on the socials, email, phone us up, just mention Monkey London and yeah, we'll give you a 10% discount.
Yeah, cool. And with the parts as well, the pricing structure does vary because obviously there's so much, you know, here's a manifold which is massive, and obviously compared to mine, it's obviously mine's smaller. What's the best way for people to get quotes? Just send in pictures?
That's right, yeah, if you send us some photos, that's the best way for us to give you a price. We'll give you a price and then give you 10% on top of that.
Hopefully that was a cool little introductory video into the ones that are Thermo Met. We'll be meeting up with you in a few weeks once you've done all my bits. Thank you so much, lads, for showing us around, and yeah, we'll see you guys in a few weeks. Ciao.
Cheers.
And by magic, we're back in the party den. So yeah, sorry, my batteries ran out, so I thought I'd just do a little outro in my house. A massive shout out to Thermo Met. If you guys want to check out my Instagram as well, I'll put a little video up that Guion sent me, kind of showing you the differences with the Thermo Met. On the right hand side, it's got ceramic coating and heat wrap, and it's like nearly 300 degrees. And then he shows the left hand side with a sort of temperature gauge, and it's like 80-90 degrees, so it's like a 200 degree difference just from using the Thermomet. So yeah, I don't need to kind of tell you guys, but this stuff really is next level. As I always say, make sure you give the video a like, put any comments down below. I'll do my best to get back to you. Check out my sick Crocs, and yeah, peace.